California. That's where the world's first ever fully autonomous AI-powered restaurant has opened, complete with burger flipping bots.
This automated grill gives the meat its sizzle as this restaurant goes robotic.
For this burger, it would take about 120 seconds.
Cali Express by Flippy is the world's first AI-powered eatery. There's new technology outside the kitchen, too.
A cheeseburger.
Order kiosks use facial recognition to remember you, your favorite food, and how you like to pay. Then watch the robots work. No humans required.
We can't get enough people to come out to work on fryers and grills. They're dangerous jobs. And this automation helps solve a lot of those issues.
62% of restaurants report being understaffed. Industry experts say most of those unfilled jobs could be done by robots.
95% of what all of you guys are studying, AI is going to take your jobs in the next 5 years. Would you agree with me?
Yes.
And so when I say college is a scam, all of you guys are going to be out of a job in 10 years. And by the way, you might find new jobs. AI is moving way faster than you realize. The applications are way deeper. They are way more serious. Would you agree? I mean, you're studying this.
I absolutely agree with you.
And so going to study AI actually is a good use of your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
And everybody, you need to press your professors this question. Why am I here if an AI is going to replace me in 5 years? If they can't answer this question, you are wasting your time being here at the University of Tennessee. Your jobs will disappear in 5 years. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Who's up? Yes.
Name one job that will be here in 10 years, and I will show you a robot that's already doing it. Go to Boston Dynamics YouTube channel and tell me that they don't already have a robot to replace anything that you have to say. Every time somebody says, oh, well, what about a roofer? Bro, a roofing robot was invented 2 years ago. On top of the roof, it will remove the shingles and install new shingles all as it's going over top of the roof. Already happening. Let's look at the transportation industry. 7 million people work in the transportation industry. Uber drivers, truck drivers, logistical people, all of those people, 7 million people, are they going to be around in 5 years?
What about pilots? There's been a lot of aviation accidents recently.
Everybody's already talking about how within 2-3 years, all the main commercial companies are going to no longer have 2 pilots. They're going to have a 1 pilot cockpit. The rest of it's going to be ran by AI.
Now, will we ever see a 150-person Southwest jet with no pilots?
100%.
You think so?
Less than 10 years.
50 to 55% of U.S. jobs are about to fundamentally change. Not in 10 years, in the next 2 to 3. New BCG research dropped this week. It's not about robots taking jobs. It's about jobs getting harder. More judgment, more complexity, less repetition. Here's what nobody's talking about. The people who lose the most aren't the ones who get laid off. They're the people that can't make the jump. The clients your nonprofit serves. The ones learning job skills right now. Are they learning skills for the jobs that are disappearing or for the ones that are emerging? If you work in workforce development, I need to hear from you in the comments.
Breaking news, these are the top 5 jobs that will be replaced by AI in the next 5 years. Number 5 is a legal assistant. Now, this information comes from the World Economic Forum. And the reason they believe legal assistants will disappear is mostly because they deal with contract review, which AI can do pretty perfectly. Number 4, graphic designers. Now, already we're seeing graphic design turning towards AI. And in the blink of an eye, the things that once took graphic designers days or weeks even can now be done instantly too. Number 3, financial analyst. Again, you just put your financial information into AI and it's a perfect result. Number 2, customer service representative. Now, they have more accuracy and quality of customer service when using AI than the human versions. If you like this list and want more about other nonsense, follow me. Leave me a comment with your thoughts on AI replacing people and their jobs. Also follow my wife, Samantha, who I've tagged, and check out our podcast, Brutally Honest with Sam and Jacob. Number 1, because it's already writing code at a super speed, junior software developer.
New data showed that this was the worst January for workers since 2009. AI is one of the reasons why companies announcing massive layoffs citing AI as a cause. It is not too late for the government to go big, distribute universal basic income to millions of Americans who are going to need it more than ever, particularly for those who right now are struggling struggling to find work.
People are saying that AI is about to wipe out your job and another 2008-like financial crash might be on the horizon. If you don't know, this is Mohammed Al-Irian. He's a very well-respected global economist, and he was the CIO of PIMCO in the past, which is one of the world's largest asset managers. Instead of just listening to the noise, let's calm down and actually take a look at the data. Yes, layoffs are up in certain sectors. Yes, AI is increasing productivity. Goldman Sachs said that 300 million jobs could be affected by the AI takeover. But affected does not mean eliminated. Here's what's actually happening. Companies are learning how to make more money with fewer people. That's not a new phenomenon. During the Industrial Revolution, during the internet boom, automation in the manufacturing sector all produced similar concerns. And every time, people who owned assets came out of this absolutely fine. People who were able to adapt won. So what actually gets destroyed in these shifts? Complacency. If your entire financial plan just relies on your income, you are exposed to this risk. Not just because of AI, because of your lack of leverage. If you get laid off, you have nothing to fall back on. The hedge in this scenario is ownership. Own equities, own businesses, own cash flowing assets. Stack skills that AI just simply cannot replace. So the question is, are you positioned on the right side of this transition? Historically, every productivity revolution created way more wealth than it destroyed, but only for people who were positioned correctly. If you don't own assets, now is the time to purchase some. If you want to figure out exactly how to do this with confidence, send me a DM with the word assets or go to my website, fridelfinancial.ca, and book in a free consultation.
What's up, America? AI is now the #1 reason people are losing their jobs. So job numbers in March were not looking too good, with about 60 to 80,000 jobs cut in the month of March. But out of all of those jobs that were cut, a majority came from AI taking people's jobs. Approximately 80% of those jobs that were lost to computerized robotics and artificial intelligence. This now means that the #1 reason people are being fired from their jobs is not being inept or companies going out of business, but companies switching to AI so that they don't have to pay you. The largest job losses in AI come from the tech sector, but the transportation sector is #2. Almost 25,000 jobs in the transportation sector were lost due to AI. That should freak you out. This means overall AI will become the #1 reason your jobs are starting to be taken from you, and it started March 2026. Now, I told you guys last year that this would ramp up between 2026 and 2028, and that's what's happening, starting now. So month after month, more of your jobs will be taken because of AI, not just being shitty at your job.
I always think it's funny when you see people on here, you talk to people and they're like, yeah, all I do for my job practically is just like scroll a mouse a little bit, open an email or two, maybe send an email, just join a Teams meeting, not say a word. It's like, you are who AI is going to replace, dude. Like, you're first on the list of AI replacement.
Yeah, so let's talk about this because honestly speaking, this doesn't even feel like it's real, okay? Being replaced by AI, humanity being replaced by AI. So we are living in a time where machines are not just assisting humans anymore. They are replacing humans. And I know some people don't want to hear that, but it is already happening. In the United States, companies are quietly restructuring entire departments, customer service, automated, graphic design, AI generated, marketing analysis done in seconds by software that doesn't even sleep, okay? Don't take break and definitely don't ask for a salary. And here's the scary part, guys. These companies are not hiding it, okay? They're investing billions into AI because to them it just makes business sense, okay? Yeah, this is making sense for the business. Why pay a human being every month when you can just pay once for a system that works 24/7? Reports from organizations like World Economic Forum have already warned that tens of millions of jobs could disappear due to automation and AI. Some estimates even say up to 87 million jobs could be affected globally by 2027. Now think about it. That is not just numbers, okay? That is people, families, rent, food, survival. But here's where the conversation gets even interesting, because while some people are losing jobs, others are making money. More money than ever before using AI, okay? People are starting online businesses, creating digital products, automating income streams and building brands faster than ever. Tools developed by companies like Opel AI and Google are giving ordinary people the power to do what used to require the entire team. So the real question is not just, is AI replacing humans? The real question is, are you going to be replaced or are you going to adapt? Okay, because the truth is AI is waiting for anyone. It's not waiting for anyone. Okay, it's moving forward with or without you. Okay, and the people who refuse to learn it, who ignore it, who say this doesn't concern me, those are the people who are going to feel it the most. Yeah, so let's just watch 1 or 2 clips, and then again, I'll come back at the end of this video to give my own final 2 cents.
What can AIs do right now, and what can't they do, and what do we need humans for? And I think, as it relates to AI, I also try to be incredibly optimistic, but the fear that AI will take people's jobs is certainly at the top of a lot of people's lists about what they're worried about. And, in the past, the historical realities of tech innovations has usually been that they create more than they destroy, although often there's this transition point. So what would you say to someone worried that more resources and government efficiencies will be good for the lives of, Silicon Valley engineers, not so much for the average American?
They want you to be scared of immigrants taking your job. Meanwhile, they cut over $1 trillion from programs helping low-income Americans to then invest billions into AI that can actually replace you. You're being distracted. So the real threat isn't who's crossing the border, but the AI that they're building to replace you. Right now.
By 2030, almost 80% of people had lost their jobs.
They had no money, no purpose, but they had a lot of time on their hands.
The less people actually did physical work, the more they wanted to appear as if they did.
What if we could use the energy of humans to power the machines that took away their jobs?
Energem solved our need for energy and your need for purpose.
It says, unemployed Americans with 4-year college degrees have hit a record high. The record share of unemployed degree holders stems from a bigger grad population, now 45 plus or minus % of the labor force. White collar hiring slows down and AI hitting entry level roles.
They're taking your jobs. They're taking your job.
Okay, so this is where we're gonna, go deeper, because conversations like this about AI replacing humans is not just about jobs; it's about the future of society itself. So, according to research from organizations like McKinsey and Company and the World Economic Forum, automation and artificial intelligence are expected to reshape the global workforce in ways that we've never seen before. And while some headlines may sound exaggerated, the reality is that millions of roles are already being transformed, refined, or completely eliminated. But let's be very clear. Let's be real. AI is not just taking jobs, it's also creating new ones. The problem is the new jobs require different skills. Skills like data analysis, AI management, prompt engineering, automation, strategy. These are the things that were barely talked about a few years ago. Now they're becoming some of the most valuable skills in modern economy. So what we're witnessing is not just a job loss, it's a shift from traditional work to digital intelligence, a shift from manual effort to automated systems, a shift from working harder to working smarter. And this is why the gap between people is about to get wider, okay? Because those who learn how to use AI will multiply their income, their productivity, and their opportunities, while those who resist it may find themselves stuck, confused, and eventually left behind. Now, that might sound a little bit harsh, but it's the reality many experts are warning about. Even companies like IBM and Microsoft have openly discussed how AI will reduce the need for certain roles while increasing demand for others. This isn't a conspiracy, guys. It's a transition, okay? The part people are not talking about enough mostly. AI doesn't have creativity like humans, okay? AI doesn't have emotional intelligence like humans. AI doesn't have purpose, vision, or soul. It can generate, analyze, and automate, but it cannot truly understand human experience the way we do. And that right there is your advantage, okay? Because the future will not belong to AI alone. It will belong to humans who know how to use AI. I mean, think about this. AI is a tool. And just like any tool, it can either replace you or empower you. It all depends on how you use it. So right now, there are people building entire businesses using AI, writing books, creating videos, designing products, running online stores, things that used to require huge teams and massive budgets. And then there are others who are watching it happen but doing nothing. So when we say AI is replacing Americans, what are we really trying to say? Okay, because AI are replacing people. It's going to replace people who have refused to evolve, because our history has always told us that patterns like this will keep repeating themselves. When the internet came, people who adapted thrived. When smartphones came, people who adapted thrived. And with AI, the same rules will apply: adapt or be replaced. Okay? But let me also say this. There needs to be balance, because if companies focus only on profit and efficiency and completely ignore human impact, we could see serious consequences: mass unemployment, economic instability, and a widening gap between the rich and the poor. That is why conversations are like this. Okay, we need to keep talking about this, spreading awareness. People should learn AI as soon as they can, because the goal should not be to fear AI, but to understand, to use it, to master it, and most importantly, to stay ahead of it. So if you're watching this right now, take this as your sign. Start learning, start exploring, start asking questions, because the future is not coming. It's already here. And the only question left is, are you ready for it? Let me know what you think about this in the comment section down below. Is AI the best thing that has ever happened to humanity, or the most dangerous, the worst? Okay, yeah, if you found this video interesting, please make sure you subscribe and turn on that notification bell, so that every time I upload such videos, you guys will be the first one to be notified. I will definitely see you in my next video. Stay peaceful.